good, everyone? It's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the Rigorer AR Battle 2 performance review. So first things first, I do want to shout out the brand. They did send this pair over to review. As always, the opinions and just the overall experience are mine, so I will detail that to you guys as far as how these performed. But overall, this shoe I actually do believe releases September 14th, so it hasn't come out yet. I did spend around 7 hours in these thus far, and I really enjoyed my time in them, so we will jump into the performance review. But this is the Think Pink colorway, and I think this shoe is fantastic, and we will get into that right now. So without further ado, let's take a look at the performance review of the AR Battle 2. So as far as the traction pattern goes on this model right here, you do have this solid rubber outsole, and it is a herringbone traction pattern. It does wrap up the medial side and up at the back of the shoe. So this is a very aggressive traction pattern. Now on clean floors, you won't have any hiccups. Forward motions, lateral motions, you will be good to go. Now, one of the courts I do play on from time to time is really dirty, and as you can see right here, there is a ton of dirt just getting stuck to the rubber compound. Again, a solid rubber outsole, but on dirty floors, you will have to wipe this outsole. I didn't slide out, but it just did not feel as tacky on the cleaner floors. So dirty floors, you will have to wipe. Clean floors, you won't have any hiccups at all, like I mentioned. This is a very reliable setup, and the rubber compound is a bit more on the firm side, and the grooves are pretty deep. So if you wanted to take these outdoors, especially at the price point these are coming in at, I do think it would be a viable option, and it's just a very aggressive traction pattern on the AR Battle 2. Overall, I really enjoyed the traction on these guys, but I can't stress it enough. Dirty floors, wipe, and you won't have any hiccups. And that's why they're going to score a very solid 8.5 out of 10. As far as the cushioning goes, there's not a lot out there right now as far as what is actually featured in this model as far as the cushioning goes. I can say it's a very balanced ride, and the overall foam compound on this midsole does feel like a eTPU style foam, kind of like a boost featured foam on this setup. As you can see right here, I do have the drop-in midsole for the 808 Ultra 4s. It's very springy and soft, and that's exactly what this feels like underfoot. Again, don't quote me on that. Obviously, it is a foam-based cushion setup, but it's just very plush and nice underfoot. And for the price point these are coming in at, I think they're coming in at around 75 or 80 USD. His signature line is 100, but as you can see right here, it's just a very soft setup, and it offers a ton of compression underfoot. So I don't know, very comfortable, decently close to the floor in the forefoot, not like super close, but I think it will be adequate for most players. In the heel, you do get a lot more of that impact protection. It is a bit chunkier, but overall, I think most playstyles and players in general will enjoy it. As far as the insole goes, you do have this ortholite insole. It is a lot thicker, like 2 or 3 times thicker than what Nike gives you, so it does add some step and comfort, but overall, a very enjoyable setup as far as the cushioning goes. The heel to toe transition, even though it's kind of caged up with this rubber outsole, it is very natural and just super nice from heel to toe. A nice transition. Again, this cushioning setup is just very soft underfoot. So overall, I really enjoyed my time in these, and I was very surprised considering what these are coming in at like 75 or 80 USD. So I think this is an absolute bargain. I really enjoy the cushioning, and that's why they're going to come in at 9 out of 10. As far as the materials go, it's a pretty cheap setup. You have a lot of synthetics wrapped around the toe here, kind of like this fuse portion, and then similar to like a leno weave material, very much see-through with those kind of fish wire yarn material running throughout the toe, the side portion, and the medial portion right here. One thing is it's very breathable, like it's completely see-through, so it's a very breathable basketball shoe. And then the tongue is kind of like the Nike Torch system with all of those holes running throughout. So it's a very minimal setup and very breathable while still having some structure around the toe and the back of the shoe with the synthetic setup right here. So overall, as far as the materials go, really nothing special. Obviously, this is a cheap shoe with cheap materials, but it just gets the job done by really having no break-in time. I really enjoyed this shoe as far as the materials go on court and as far as the performance goes, and that's why they're going to score a decent 7.5 out of 10. As far as the weight goes, again, this is a US size 11. I don't believe they make 10.5, so they did send me a size 11, and these come in at 15.95 ounces, so just shy of 16 ounces. So all things considered, this is not a lightweight basketball shoe, but on foot, it doesn't feel clunky or heavy at all. As far as the fit goes on this model right here, now the brand, I don't know, they don't make size 10.5. I know they more or less make full sizes. Some of the smaller sizes, they do make half sizes. So I'm typically a US size 10.5. They sent me a size 11. My toe is right near the end of the shoe right here, but I just find that there's a little bit more volume than I typically have in a US size 10.5. So I think a 10.5 would have been a much snugger fit, which I would have enjoyed, but it wasn't like my foot was sliding around at all in this shoe. I would say if you are a regular footer or narrow footer, go true to size and you will be good to go. And I honestly even think wide footers, you should be good to go as well, because this is a decently wide shoe. There was no pinch points at all. Even from the first time I did have these on court, I had 0 pinch points, and the overall fit and just overall comfort is quite nice. At the back of the shoe, you do have some nice padding at the Achilles, and then the tongue is connected from about the midway point all the way down. So the overall comfort and fit was superb on this shoe, and that's why it's going to score a very solid 9 out of 10. One place that I really enjoyed the shoe was actually the support. So starting at the back of the shoe, you do have this internal heel counter, which does a great job of locking your foot in at the back of the shoe and just offering structure and support. Moving your way down from that, you have this wing right here, which has all of those hearts on it. And this wing also just offers some lateral containment and support on those hard lateral cuts. Moving your way down from that, you do have this fuse rand at the toe that does wrap up as well. So again, your foot is seated housed within the midsole, and all of this really kind of firm and just great material as far as keeping your foot contained on those hard lateral cuts. And then the eyelets right here that have the pink, right here at the midfoot on either side, do run down into the footbed. So if you really crank those laces down, it does really cinch around your foot, which just offers a superb fit and containment within the AR Battle 2. Moving your way down to the bottom, you have a wide and stable base with this outrigger right here, and then this plastic shank plate offers superb torsional rigidity and support while still having great forefoot flex in this model right here. So all things considered, for a $75 or $80 basketball shoe, this shoe has better support than a ton of models that are double the price or more. Like, this is a more supportive shoe than the Air Jordan 39, and it's not even close. Like, very secure. I was on court making all of my movements with no hiccups at all. It's just such a great shoe as far as the support goes. That's why they're going to score a very solid 9.5 out of 10. So overall, do I think this shoe is worth it? At the price point of $75 or $80, even if these come in at $100, to me, this was a better shoe than his signature shoe line last year. I'm interested to see what the brand is going to do with his second signature shoe. I know this is kind of an off shoe. It's not his signature shoe. It's kind of a budget-friendly shoe, but honestly, the cushion on this model I liked better than his signature shoe. The support is right up there as well. I just think this is an absolute bang for your buck, and that's my honest opinion. I've played in tons of shoes this year, and I thought this shoe was going to retail for at least $100, if not more. And I was pleasantly surprised when I saw what they're coming in at. And overall, the aesthetics are pretty decent as well. There's a ton of features. At the back, it says True Love. Obviously, you have their logo with all the hearts running throughout. It says Confront What You Can't. At the bottom, it says Deeds Are Better Than Words. And then there's just a ton of features running throughout. The box was super cool, his logo right here. So, but like I said, that's going to do it for today's performance review. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that would definitely help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage and nostalgia as a whole. Like I mentioned, you can grab these over on their website come September 14th. So I think if you're interested, especially at that price point, it's an absolute go as far as the performance goes. But as always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.